łudźnika.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Pro League 2016. We are in the second half. Today's match, I gotta say, I think most people are agreeing this should be one-sided. It's a bit of a David versus Goliath setup we got going on here.
I mean, MVP can't even get their bow correct, not even bowing all at the same time. Let's see the SKT army. Yeah, there it is.
A little bit more of a wave there. So, we're going to start this off. It is, again, MVP versus SK Telecom. SK Telecom, not just possibly the best team right now, but historically the strongest Starcraft in general team overall.
Yeah, sitting on a 2-0 and a +4 indicator record so far. And they've already taken out KT, so that's a really big team that they've taken out to begin. And really sitting in a good spot. Their team is looking stronger than ever. They've still got that very strong lineup. Today is going to be Classic Innovation, Sue, and Dark. You mention any one of those names, and it's pretty intense. You know, people are going to have fantastic thoughts about all of those players.
I am hoping this is not one-sided. In fact, I would love for it to be an upset. It's just hard to imagine, considering the lineup that we have here from SK Telecom. SK Telecom, a Goliath within business in Korea. They are one of the two major providers for cellular service in Korea.
Yeah.
The other is
Korea Telecom.
Yep, KT, which we just saw here.
Yeah.
So a lot of funding, a lot of muscle here economically behind these teams. By the way, though, MVP Chicken Maru giving everybody in here free fried chicken.
Free Chicken Maru for everyone in the studio.
That's right. We have, I think you guys might have seen it, there's little boxes in the laps of the audience here. And that's pretty cool. So everybody's getting some fried chicken.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the casters never get any of the free food. Ever.
You guys never get it?
Don't get the pizza. We don't get the chicken.
I get the pizza sometimes at GSL. But
sometimes
I've warned them downstairs. I'm like, make sure that I get some of that fast food over here.
That delicious stuff.
So that 30 minutes after I eat it, I'm kind of like more tired and feeling horrible, and don't cast as well.
Yeah.
Here's our lineup for today: GuMiho versus Classic, Departure versus Innovation, Horror versus Sue, and Seed versus Dark. And if we get to the ace match, it'll be one player that the team collectively picks to represent him for that final match.
I wonder if it did get there, would that player be Departure right now? You know what I mean? Like, Departure may actually be the best player on that team, which is funny to say. I mean, that guy was something like 0-9 a couple of seasons ago. He's really come a long way.
Well, experience is key in a situation like this, right? You got all these people watching, not just here in our studio, but online and at home watching. They're those boxes, by the way, from MVP Chicken Maru. So, yeah, you got a ton of people down here, and it is a different beast. It doesn't matter how much you practice at home. If you can't play when people are watching you, when you're being casted in multiple languages, when viewers are scrutinizing your play, and when the pressure of your teams and your sponsors are on you, that's tough, and it seems like Departure's had enough experience that he's finally entered into his comfort zone, at least in that regard.
Yeah. Really want to see what he can do against Innovation. That's definitely going to be one of the harder matchups that he could have been put up against. Innovation, not exactly the same Innovation that we saw last year, but he's slowly getting back into form, so still a very strong player.
He might have to adapt a little bit more. Right here, right now, we're going to start today out with GuMiho against Classic. GuMiho has been a fixture in the Starcraft scene, especially Starcraft 2, for a long time. Great multitasking, great stamina, usually outlasting his opponent. Classic, a GSL Code S champion. Although these guys are both incredibly powerful players, I think most people would agree Classic is probably the favorite coming in here now.
Yeah, Classic having a really strong time against Protoss and Terran, I believe. He's having some trouble against Zerg, trying to figure out that matchup. He said it himself, he's very scared of the Lurker. He's like, I just don't know how to deal with this unit yet. Need some more practice there, but I have immense confidence in this guy in any other matchup right now. He was top 4 at BlizzCon the past year. Just barely going down to the life, I believe. And, I mean, this guy is just pretty unbelievable. We do have a couple of people going for GuMiho, in fact. Does look like Kanata and Chaser DMC are going to go for GuMiho. Very interesting, actually.
Also, GuMiho, known as the Towel Tear, and you can see him already with a little washcloth in his booth. He has a hypohidrosis, so he perspires from his palms, and therefore he plays with the towel, believe it or not. Pretty crazy stuff. Anyways, game one, GuMiho versus Classic. Let's go. In the upper right, in the blue, GuMiho. And in the bottom left, in the orange, Classic.
It's going to be a pretty interesting map for this PVT. We got that backdoor base that we like to mention all the time. It's very vulnerable to any kind of drops, Oracle play, Warp Prism, you name it. But besides that, you know, getting your 3 bases is quite easy. It's not that easy to attack that 3rd base. You can defend it there pretty simply. And I wonder what GuMiho is going to do here. We talked about how he's definitely the underdog coming into this match. I thought it was kind of funny, actually, that we actually had 2 people voting for GuMiho when before we had a couple of 7-0s when I feel like those matches were
maybe more on the fence.
Closer.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised to see anybody voting for GuMiho. No offense to the guy, but I mean, Classic is just very strong. This is a PVT, a matchup that he said before he's quite comfortable in. We have the probe coming up here now to take a look at what exactly GuMiho is up to, and he is going for a quick command center with a barracks and gas after that. We have a later Nexus here for Classic. So they can possibly end up in about the same place, even though they started out in somewhat different ways.
Yeah, Classic getting a nice little scout here. Just, I mean, he knew the timing of the barracks was kind of off, so he could have known that the CC was coming out here first, but just wants to check anyway. And he's zoned in here. He can't leave the base of GuMiho
He's
now.
actually trapped. He does see it's 2 barracks behind this. Generally, we have more barracks made quickly if they get the command center faster, in this case, because they have an excess of minerals. And we're going to have Reapers from here on out. We may have 2 racks Reaper for a little bit. The core is finishing for Protoss, and let's go and take a look at what the tech is going to be so far. Just 1 Adept.
Yeah. Going to be an Adept to start. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Robo follow-up from here going to Warp Prism. It's kind of the standard these days for PVT. Not very surprising. Classic is being very annoying with this probe. He's, for you guys who are newer, you can wait until the shields recharge. Ooh! Got a little bit ahead of himself.
Yeah, he probably should have looped around there just a little bit longer. He might have been able to get the kill on the probe. There is an expiration date on that probe when it does get stuck inside of there. But the longer you keep it alive, the better, because it might force the Reaper to go kill that and therefore slow you down a little bit more. The Reaper is now going to come up here. It's up to the Adept to try to defend this. The Reaper now going around, and it looks like he's going to be hopping into the main. I don't believe there's anything to defend here, so this could be a bit of a problem.
Oh boy, that Adept's really out of position. And it's Reaper having the time of his life in the main, just deciding which probe to take the life of for now. And it's going to come in the back. Oh, I'm not sure if he saw. Actually, that's just a pilot. I thought it was the Twilight Council.
He actually canceled the shade there, and actually it's DTs that he's making here, but it looks like he might be faking this by getting the Adept upgrade here. I'm sorry, keep check on the preview, PC Valdez. Did he actually see the shrine?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay, now he has. Now he's showing 2 techs at the same time, so he can possibly, nice blocking. He can possibly cancel one of these and then go full throttle with the other one. I'm not sure, though, what he actually has intended for us. He might just let them all complete. Oh, wait, did he canceled the Adept upgrade, right? Yeah, okay, that's what he did.
No Adept upgrade, but, I mean, GuMiho did see the Robo. I think he can assume that DTs are definitely going to be kept here on the map, or at least just defend against it for now.
Well, this is not uncommon for Protoss to do this, is they go for a DT drop while expanding because a Terran can't defend and attack at the same time. Maybe you could if you were doing some kind of a Widow mine drop, but that's about it. And then what you want to do is actually come out. The Terran has to defend, and of course, Protoss has to keep the Warp Prism alive and not be careless with the DTs and let them get picked off. And this can usually allow Protoss to get a third base up, more upgrades, and put Terran in a pretty sticky situation.
Well, GuMiho's seen this, and he is going to have turrets in all 3 crucial locations of his base, 1 by the production, 2 in the mineral lines, and he's even got units in the back door. He could not be more prepared for this at this moment.
He doesn't have to drop, though. He can try to just keep these out.
Yeah.
It's actually not uncommon to leave that open, by the way, that entrance, because occasionally they do run in and you can close it and kill it off. So he's going to come up now. And this is a good spot to drop right here. Keep in mind,
a nice little nook. Maybe he can snipe 1 SCV and back off.
And he's going to pick up.
Gonna get 2, and GuMiho doesn't even try to go for the Warp Prism. Looks like he may go straight to the base of Classic. He does have a lot of infantry.
I think that was a mistake, by the way, to show those 2 medevacs.
Yeah.
I think had he not done that, granted, you could probably guess what's going on. He did see the starport with the DTs, but just showing them, I mean, that's only reminding your opponent of what's coming at him. He's going to unload over here. Does he have enough?
Yeah, he's got enough Stalkers here. He's about to have Blink. He had a couple of pylons with the Mothership Core in position. All he has to be careful now of is his back door.
Now, Blink is done. Blink is done. So if he gets the right angle here, he can actually gun this down before they're able to unload. And he does not have that angle just yet.
Doesn't have that angle. He needs that Mothership Core back here. Going to use the Blink for now with the Guardian Shield to help out with this before Marines on the left side going to do a bit of damage.
Now, 9 probes were killed in that little period of time. So pretty big plays coming out of GuMiho. This actually puts worker count at 49 for GuMiho to 53 for Classic. So Classic still ahead, and that's because he got that 3rd Nexus up much earlier due to the DT Warp Prism pressure.
Yeah. This DT is still alive, by the way. He did a fantastic job of not getting overconfident, overzealous with this DT, just finding damage where he can. And keeping that out of the map is just so annoying. It does go down, but it did his job. Did even scout the 3rd base as well.
Now, it's pretty typical for Protoss to push out at this point in time. He wants to be careful, though. I mean, with this number of medevacs and Marines together, it's a lot of healing. But Adept upgrades are almost done now, so they're going to be attacking and dealing damage much faster. But this army wants to stay together. And here we go. Terran may be out of position.
Very, very out of position. That 1 Widow Mine may get a good shot. There it is. Does take out one of the Adepts. Another drop in the back door.
Unfortunately, he does pull his workers away in time here. Now going for this turret. And it looks like he's going to try to intercept, GuMiho is, to take out these Adepts as they come through.
Yeah, very nice job with the defense, in fact, by GuMiho. And 22 probes have gone down somewhere. Not sure exactly how that happened. 21 kills on that 1 Widow Mine. I would love to see a replay of exactly what happened.
Yeah, we missed that on the, at least as far as what you guys are seeing here. Now, this is going to trigger GuMiho to try to push out. He's got to be careful, though. Right now, Classic's army is formidable. The Liberator's going to come in handy, but he can't let that get sniped down by Stalkers. When you're low on Liberator numbers like this, sometimes you can jump right on top of the Liberator and kill it off before it does any kind of optimal damage.
Looks like he may be thinking about a base trade, but I do not really understand this. He was a lot closer to home. He has to walk all the way across the map to get to GuMiho's base.
Oh my God, and already taking out the Mothership. This is pretty huge.
Yeah, somehow, some way, GuMiho is making this work. And now Classic's got a very big army at the base of GuMiho's base.
Well, I'm not exactly sure how this is supposed to end up. He's going to need to blink on top of this again. Now, granted, he's going to be on top of the Terran's production. Terran's on top of the Protoss's economy. So, I mean, he's taking a pretty big beating here. Now, the Nexuses are being gunned down. SCVs are being pulled down. He has to get every single SCV here. He cannot let this flow move over there because Terran's going to try to, assuming his base is taken out, remake a command center somewhere and use his army to defend. At the same time, Terran's stimming a lot here. His medevacs are pretty low.
Yeah, take a look at the units right now. We got 7 probes on the map, 29 SCVs. I think the army for GuMiho is a bit better. He's got 26 Marines, 6 Marauders, 4 Liberators.
Now, does Protoss have any probes?
Yeah, he's got 7. He's got 7.
Can they get out, though?
Yeah.
Okay, because he's going to... Oh, there it is. Okay.
The bottom of GuMiho's ramp right now.
Because he's going to have to remake a Nexus here. And right now, Terran can't be remaking anything. I guess that's true for Protoss here, as his buildings are completely unpowered. Already starting off with a base trade here. Getting more SCVs, this is key.
Yeah, still got 19 SCVs on the map. It looks like they are over at the base of Classic now. So we got a massive base trade going on. They're still in Orbital flying in the middle of the map.
Their armies are virtually even. It's just these extra SCVs down here at the bottom that could be picked off. Now, granted, Terran can float his buildings away and start to remake. Looks like the 2 Stalkers are taking out, we don't see it, but 2 Stalkers taking out the remaining SCVs in this corner. Small SCV massacre, a few more trying to escape.
I'm glad we didn't get to see that for a little bit tasteless. That's so sad.
Okay, the Orbital lands elsewhere. He's got 2 orbitals. In fact, I think there's a 3rd one on the map. There might be something at the bottom, right?
Yeah, in fact,
or
there
low.
is. There are 3 orbitals out of the map. Just 1 Nexus that is about to complete.
Army sizes are virtually the same. However, Liberators are going to make it very tough for Protoss to actually push this. Moving out now. Now he's got to be careful. If you were to blink under that and kill that, that would be bad. Mule's obviously going to come in pretty handy in a situation like this.
Now, we still got 7 to 6 workers, but as you mentioned, the Mules are going to be huge for GuMiho. With 3 orbitals still alive, that is just an obscene amount of Mules. He's going to get his economy back very, very fast. He's got a larger bank than Classic does.
It looks like he might actually just try to engage here. I think if he sets us up right with Liberators, there's not much his opponent can do. Now he gets under there. Takes out those Liberators. Really nicely done. Force field's coming down. Takes out the last... No! Yes, takes out the last Liberator. But is there enough over here? I mean, this is a pretty basic army.
Doesn't look
Trying
like
to micro it. It's just not going to do it. That's going to be it. Wait for it. GG. Pretty huge.